G'day and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at the issues I had with this build and what I'm going to do to change it. First up, we've got the gyro. The gyro on this is one of these, I'll put it up here, and I don't like it. I don't like them at all. I've only had them fly good on one quad, and it was a pre-built quad. It was the Cine Queen. It's got tiny little motors on it, and it's not a freestyle quad really, but it flies beautifully. It just seems to hate these larger motors. The noise, the physical noise, is just not happy with them. It weaks out. I've got it soft mounted. You know, that's the flight mounting there. That one's just for testing. I pulled that down. But I got it soft mounted and it just hates it. So, pretty sure that's gonna go. Sorry, I'm pretty sure that's gonna go. I've got, I love that little packaging thing. I've got myself an F722 MAMBA to go in it. So I'm going to be sticking that in, but probably off camera because we've all seen stacks go in now. And I've got the other problem, which is noise on the VTX. And we're going to be getting into that momentarily. I just want to say though, apart from that, this is the widget for powering and whatnot from the power supply for quads. And that's just two plugs back to back with some wires coming out from either of them so I can connect. It's just hard wire. When this is flying well, and I don't even notice the problem with the visuals, the interference, until the OSD seems to freak out. When this is flying well, it's amazing. And yeah, like I really like the frame. I gotta say, it seems like a really nice little frame. There's a bit of flex in it. Like, if you look, you know, but so far so good. And I love the way it feels. And maybe it's just having shark bite on a tiny little quad like this that's got a good power to weight ratio. But, oh, some of the flying is, you know, when you get in sync with it. I haven't flown it for about a week, 2 weeks now. But I flew the crap out of it when it was flying good, and then I've just become frustrated with this stack. And this is why I went back and rendered those videos and put in, don't use this gyro, just don't. It's shocking. Yeah, so that stack there will probably go and become a reserve for the Cine Queen, and the MAMBA is going to go in there. But let's go get into this electrical shenanigans.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, so after like doing it once, forgetting to turn this camera on, trying to do it the second time, having this reset its amperage limit, amps limit, anyway, got it here. So check this out. So there is a ripple feedback of probably under 400 millivolts, a ripple wave in there. There's also spikes. They're quite significant. I mean, they're spikes of a volt here and, you know, quite something down there. Let's probe the stack bolt and see what happens. See how we are looking there. Well, that's almost 10 volts of being fed back in, going through the frame. Okay, I am, of course, you know, new to all this, so I'm going to have to do a bit of research and thinking and... Oh, EMF off the motor. That's probably what those spikes are. They're probably EMF off the motor because of the cable coming, the grounding cable for my probe is running by a motor. Like a big old freaking antenna to get inducted upon. I think I've got what I need to have a look at it and try to figure it out. So, away I go.
Many tic-tacs later.
Okie dokie, so I've had a bit of a think about this, and given everything and the fact that I'm going to be sticking in a new stack, I think what I'm going to do is, while I do that, I'm going to reroute the power supply to the VTX over the top to get it as far away from the ESC as possible, which seems counterintuitive because what's it directly connected to? But that will allow me to divide the problems of induced noise or feedback noise. Because induced noise is coming because the wires are running underneath the ESC, and they're basically sitting, there you go, see that red and white? That's the wires there. And when each of those phases is firing to run a motor, there's a magnetic field generated when the current runs through the wire, and that induces another current in wires nearby. Now I did wrap them around each other to try to isolate that. However, that I think isolates from a different kind of noise, which is probably more feedback noise, where noise is sent back through the wires from the same firing of the MOSFETs. Because it basically, by twisting them around each other, the magnetic fields that are generated cancel out, something like that. So that should be isolating that, but it may not be isolating like induced noise from outside of the two wire, you know, from coming from that ESC being right there. So we'll run the wires all the way over the top with the new stack, and if that doesn't work, then I think I'm going to have to somehow work one of these. No, not one of those. One of these. Well, it's just not enough voltage, that one. That was, that'd be nice if that was slightly high voltage. That's a 2.2 nanofarad. But I've got a 1000 nanofarad 35. I'm just not sure how in the world it's gonna go. Like, I don't even know if it'll physically go between the posts. Meh. How's your capacitor flying? Oh yeah, like a quad. Okay, so I'm gonna get on with that. We'll catch up once it's in there for some testing. Rock and roll. Okie dokie, got the new stack in. A little bit fiddly because of the way the wires run under there, and I didn't want to take out this stack, but it's in. Now, let me just get this close for you, and you can, and I'll show you what I've done to it. Okay, so as you can see here, I've rerouted that line across the top to power the VTX, and it's got at the back here a second capacitor, 470 nanofarad, as well as a 220 from the original build. So, let's go put it on that thing. Alright, so here we are. I've got it set up for 1 volt per division, and our horizontal divisions are 25 nanoseconds. So I'm going to have to hold down the quad because it'll vibrate and do weird things. So we're slowly going out. So there's minimal voltage ripple there. Alright, cool. I'll quickly plug this in and have a quick look. So, let's see. God damn it, there is still noise there. It's different noise. but it's noise. Rightio, so let's see if this thing still twitches. I hope not. So here we are for a quick flight with the original stack, and yeah, this first flight is a very quick flight, demonstrating the yaw ticks, and you can see some of the glitches in the OSD there, as well as some interference. But what you can definitely see here is the yaw twitches, and basically make it not fun to fly. So here I am, just trying to fix and level out the props, and this is the thing, like, the props had to be dead on to not get any twitch. Like, half a millimeter out, it would twitch. It was just taking that physical noise and having a fit. So here I have spent quite a bit, a little bit of time fixing those props, and as you can see, through a lot of the throttle range, it's flying quite well. And I just want to come around here, look at the bird. There's some twitches, and at certain throttle points there's twitches, and I'm getting the on-screen display fault, which you may well have seen at the beginning. It can end up like that, or it can end up completely not there. So that's how it was before I changed the stack. So here we are for the replacement stack, and once I arm, you'll be able to see the interference, although there are some ticks there that might be local interference. Quite something before I take off, but once I take off, it's not so bad, and more or less like the same. You can fly without noticing it. Already we have on-screen display glitches. If you look just here, you'll see that there's a little symbol that shouldn't be there at all, and we're getting flashes and on and off of the various data displays and glitches in them. And here's a bit of a crash test. So this is after that. So straighten the props a little and go back to flying, and yeah, so it does appear that the twitches have been completely solved by moving to the MPU 6500, a much more reasonable gyro for this kind of application. Hope that the supplies of them last for a while. But yeah, still got the on-screen display problem. Look, it's disappeared, and still got a bit of interference. Anyway, let's head back to the bench. I fixed it. I have no interference problems, I have no yaw twitch, I have no OSD going all sketchy on me. Boom, she's done. How did I do it? I chucked in an EM shield that was provided in the diatone MAMBA set. Boss. And that's great. That's fixed my problems, and there you go. Hopefully someone out there, or maybe more than one person, hopefully, can learn from this experience and move forward. I haven't had a VTX be so susceptible to EM interference, but yeah, it wasn't the connection. It's not the capacitance that's on the power circuit. It's not the connection of the serial connection. It's the pulses, and they were pressing up against one of the larger chips, which I'll try to get a picture of here. Just from the manual, you see it like this had the wires just going boop, 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 and extremely fast. Sped up, of course, and that would have been just messing with the calculations going on in the chip, the poor little thing. But yeah, taking it out, had a little test flight. Here's a bit of footage of that while I go through the rest. It flies amazingly, had a great little test flight. Does need a bit of a tune, a little bit of prop wash, but that's about it. Really nice and responsive, stock rates too. Yeah, awesome. Alright, let me set this up for you so you can have a quick look at what I've done, and then we're going to go check it out in the air. And stay tuned as well, because I'm going to do a quick video coming up soon about how to make one of these EM shields with stuff you have lying around the house. It shouldn't be too hard, and hopefully you'll just be able to use it with some scrap wire and cling foil, and not cling foil, alfoil, and and some tape, whichever tape you choose. Anyway, we'll get into that. All right, so here we are. I've got it hooked up, 15.2 volts going in, and I've got the division set at 500 millivolts. So if I hold the quad down and arm it, so let's have a, there you go. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. So you can see the spikes are much more reduced, not getting in the way, and reasonably consistent. So you could even call them to be room level interference. And a quick comparison. There you go. Now let's have a quick look at the quad. So you can see this just here. That is the EM shield, and this orange wire comes around and attaches to the ground through the flight controller. You don't have to take it all the way back through the flight controller, should be absolutely fine because it's a common ground. And then that is suspended between two pieces of PTFE, one on top, one below, and a little rubber stopper, and all fastened down there. So just to be clear, those motor wires go under it, and there's a little air gap above. The connection onto this is covered with some conformal coating. Just focus. You can see that there. Nice little symbol there. That's it. Connection's just at the rear. Anyway, let's go for a rip. Right, well, wow, that's it. An end of a saga or something like that anyway. There she is. She's good.
bonza, as they say. Yeah, man, look, I'm really stoked with that. That flies really well. A little bit of tuning to do, but you know, thank you for coming with me on this journey. I've learned some stuff. I hope you've learned some stuff, and I hope you come back in the future to learn a few more things or just for some entertainment. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time. Please like and subscribe, and any questions, hit me up down below. I know this has been a bit of a saga, you know, the parts I was going to use in one video, and the prep, and then a build, and then problems with the build, and now a solution and a look at some analysis of it, whether it was conclusive or not. Yeah, let's just leave that one up to, I guess, your comments, I guess. I don't really feel it was that conclusive, but I did get somewhere, and it was by taking each individual problem, knocking them off and tackling them one by one. And that's what you need to do if you have a complex little bunch of problems like that. I'll catch you next time. Thank you for watching again. Peace out there. Be well. Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some candy in it. I did say I was going to eat this at the end of this, so here we are. Oh, and so I don't have to talk with my mouth full, I'm going to show you a blooper while I'm having this, and I'll let you know what it's like. Did not know that would work. That was so lucky, the camera just dropped and oh, got caught by the thing. Dig your knobs up. Double check. Never take for granted that you did it before. Oh my god. Whew. Okay. Get myself back together. That kind of messed my head up a bit. Hot diggity dog. Oh, sorry, not finished. Pretty good. Quite moreish. Catch you next time.